The first time I used the cool suits was here in the US, so probably I'm being a little spoiled now. In Europe, we really didn't use any cool suits when I was growing up in racing, so this was the first time I used the cool suits was in Grand-Am. It's definitely much more comfortable, but sometimes you have to sacrifice that.
I never used a cool suit for a long time, and just in the last 3 or 4 years, I've felt like I've needed it. Just, you know, as you get older, I think your body changes a little bit. I also think genetically, I think people are just wired differently. I think some people are better in the heat than others.
For us, especially with this Porsche V8, it's quite a bit heavy. It's heavier than what we like, so all the weight off the car, it's important for us. And the cool suit with the big box is always extra weight, and we try to save as much weight as we can, and sometimes we sacrifice not having the cool suit all the time. That saves us a little bit of weight, but definitely like extremely hot conditions like New Jersey, you definitely need to have some extra help.
My co-driver, Joao, nicknamed the Camel. It's not bad for him because he doesn't need water and he doesn't need a cool suit. So when it quits working for me, you just kind of, you know, you try to forget about it, and you just try to finish your stint or your job, and it's, you know, it's hopefully if it's not too hot, you can not have an issue.
Usually I don't run the cool suit, but I only run the helmet blower, which is like, for me, it's the most important part. As long as my head is cool, I can survive without the cool suit quite easily.
I use the helmet blower too, and the blower is great. Actually, it's a lifesaver because you got fresh air, and really that's what you need. I think even over the heat is you need some air that's moving. Fresh air is really helpful. I think that's probably the biggest help that we get with the blower.
Different people, they react different to the heat, and luckily I can support the heat pretty good inside the car. I only use the cool suit when I really have to, and just to keep my core temperature down. But you know, at the end of the day, it's important to have the driver comfortable to do a long stint. So, you know, if you have to use the cool suit and when it's really hot, you only have to sacrifice a couple of pounds to use the cool box inside the car and all the water that it's necessary to make the cool suit work. But if the weather it's not really hot and it's kind of cloudy, we can survive, and Terry will have to survive without the cool suit as well.
It's not a big change really, especially with my job this year because I'm starting for the year. So my stints are usually shorter. A couple of races they've been a little bit longer, but for the most part I'm out a little bit sooner, and the job's not as difficult starting off because you don't push as hard, especially at the end. Joao has to push really hard usually at the end of the race, and so it's a little bit of a different role for me too. So it hasn't really been a big deal.
We're trying a new system which is much lighter. And uses very little water, and it can run the whole race, so we don't have to replace the cool box like we had to do in the old system. So far it's running okay. It's not as cold as the other one, and I think the biggest test is going to be in the race. See if we can survive the race with this little system. That would save us a lot of weight, so hopefully the system will work through the race and keep us cool.